Ghost Beast!
Ghost Beast.
Ghost Beast!
Hello and welcome to
Ghost Beast!
a horror podcast. Still make you laugh. I'm Todd, joined by my wife Becca. Hi Becca. Love you.
The projection was so
I know. Pretty sweet, huh? We watched Oddity from 2024. This is directed by Damian Mc Carthy, who also directed Caveat, which we are actually big fans of. That's a really strange movie that was really fucking scary.
Yeah.
So I had pretty high expectations for this one. Spoiler alert, I liked it a lot. We didn't really talk about it. Did you like this movie?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we won't talk spoilers, which means there isn't a lot we can talk about, honestly. Because I think, honestly, one of the things that's most interesting about this, I do think it is scary in the way that Caveat is, because he's very good at having these, they're long shots where you're kind of holding your breath, waiting to see something. That's the best way to describe it. He's very good at doing that, and he definitely does that in this one too. But this one, in Caveat, I think there were 3 characters. It's a very small movie telling a much smaller scope story. This one, it's similar in that I feel like it doesn't have a huge cast. It's mostly taking place in this weird house in the middle of nowhere, this castle house thing. But the most interesting part of it to me, it has such a refreshing style of storytelling where I guess the easiest way to describe it is it has a lot of twists and turns, but it's really it's almost like a gaslighting storytelling style where they lead you to believe one thing and then they suddenly twist it to be oh no, this is the actual thing, and it completely reworks how you think of, I don't know how the fuck the phrase honestly, is. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think you should go in blind seeing this
movie.
Yeah. I didn't read anything about this. All I saw was the title. I didn't even look into it much because that's just how I approach a lot of movies personally. But for this one specifically, just go in blind and watch it.
I mean, I think it's the best way to describe it is the movie will go left, and then at some point they're nope, we're going right, and then nope, we're going left, and it just keeps flipping around and keeping you on your toes, and you almost have to you have to watch this in a very active way, where you have to be constantly unpacking what's going on and trying to keep up with it. And I wonder if it's if some people would have difficulty understanding what's going on, because there were multiple parts where we'd be watching it and we go, wait a minute, and have to pause it and say, I think it's doing this, and explain what's happening.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's fun to watch in that way, in that kind of active way. So I think I really understand why a lot of people have been considering this one of the best from 2024. It's definitely up there, but the competition is tough.
Yeah.
There's a lot. But at the end of the day, I mean, I think the one thing I will say, which I don't think this is too much of a spoiler, it is at the end of the day a revenge story. I think that's the best way to summarize it. But it's a story that, again, has lots of twists and turns, plenty of really scary moments. And I think all the characters, because it is, like I said, a kind of smaller cast of characters, but I think each character is really competent and really well fleshed out. And God, I really want to talk about this, but there just is so little I feel comfortable sharing, It does, I will say, it ties in the Caveat in a very interesting way.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like a lot of it's spoiler. I don't know.
I do think it's worth pointing out, though, that it does feel like it's like a shared universe, and it feels like he is creating his own kind of cinematic horror universe. I think most people know, because I think it was in the trailer, that that bunny doll from Caveat is here, and I think the way they frame that was super interesting.
Yeah.
And we mentioned while we're watching it, because I think in Caveat that rabbit doll feels extremely random. It's very creepy.
Yeah.
But I think even at the end of the movie, you're kind of I don't know how that played a role in the story. And this actually kind of explains it while setting up this bigger universe. And I think if he keeps making movies that are in the Caveat universe, I want to watch them all.
Well, yeah.
Yes, because he's already shown that like it still is a very different movie. I think the style of the storytelling, the overall like the subgenre, I guess, of horror, it feels very different. The themes are very like it is very different in a lot of ways, while still like feeling like they're spiritually tied together. And I thought that was cool and unexpected. Brian, what did you want to say about the movie just in general?
I mean, I liked it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't see, the thing is I think at this point people start to realize like I just need to like go.
I know
it.
it's
hard.
tough, but I do like to at least set people up if you haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just these are very tough because I just don't want to give anything away.
Yeah.
Like it would be very easy to just say what happens, but it would take away some of the mystery and everything. And it really is the kind of movie you kind of feel like you're along for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are interested in watching a movie where you can watch with other people and you can just be like actively talking about it as you go, like I think that was actually a really fun experience watching it like that.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a movie you want to watch like with some friends or something because the discussions around it are interesting.
Totally. But I guess if you got nothing else, I would just say, yeah, recommended. It's on my personal list. It's up near the top. I think it's great. Well, why don't we just get into spoilers then? Okay. So, where to begin? I think right away, the way the movie is framed in the beginning, where it's the woman by herself, never quite followed what the fuck the deal was with there, why she was in a tent, why she had a camera going off every so often. Did you pick up on like why?
Maybe she might have been paranoid, but I mean, I think it's pretty clear why she was there by herself. Her husband sucks.
Well, yeah, but I mean, why was it like they were just moving in, so they hadn't
think
brought in
so.
furniture? But I still don't understand the camera. I was trying to think like it's such a weird location. It was like, is she studying something? But no, it's just like her husband, who is like he's like a psychiatrist working at like a mental institution, right? He I guess he invested in this weird ass like castle house thing. I did like that element of his character because it wound up tying into things later that he seems like he's into weird art and stuff. So I
Yeah.
guess it checks out that he would buy something like this.
Yeah.
But the way it opens with that guy who I guess was one of his patients who was released, and he is like freaking out at the door saying like, I saw someone go in there with you. Let me in so that I can help you. And it is already like that. I thought was so terrifying because what would you do in that situation? Because the obvious thing is to be like, no, I'm not letting you in. Like, and he looked fucking crazy. But then when she starts like looking around and you just see those like dark hallways to her sides and she feels like she's hearing something, it is scary because it's like, well, what the fuck do you do? Do you stay locked in with someone who snuck into your house, or do you let in this fucking weirdo?
Yeah, it definitely led a impossible situation because it's like I don't even know if you can really find the right answer to that.
But I think, that's what makes it scary is it is impossible, and it makes you feel like super powerless, you know? And to me, the way that it built up to her, you think she's letting him in, like the way he kind of steps back almost menacingly as she's getting ready to open the door. And then we cut forward in time, and it takes a second to realize that she died.
Yeah.
And all you get is like it's a year later, and were they married? That was her husband?
I think so.
Her husband's already dating someone else, and she has a sister who is blind and also psychic, which is like I always like when you have a movie like this that's very grounded and real, but they have this layer of weird paranormal shit. Like Caveat did that too.
Yeah.
I think it's very like Stephen King. But when you start piecing it together and that realization that she died, I think that initial implication was extra scary that she let this guy in, and then I guess you think he killed her. That's super scary.
Yeah, I mean, it really played on anxiety and like, is your anxiety protecting you or hurting you? I mean, obviously in this case, it seems like it didn't matter. It was like almost a lose-lose situation in the beginning before you know anything. But yeah.
But then the way they kind of introduced the shared universe stuff with Caveat as like I guess the title comes from, she runs this like Oddity shop that's full of like legitimate cursed objects. You know, it's kind of doing the Conjuring thing, but in a way that's way cooler and feels more grounded.
Yeah.
Because she has that back room that seems to have like the real deal dangerous cursed things, and that's where the rabbit is.
Yeah.
So I guess what they're saying is that the rabbit being there at that house cursed that place, and it's why the things happened in Caveat the way they did. Which I guess we shouldn't say too much more about that, or we'll just be spoiling his other movie.
I will say I do like how they portrayed someone selling oddities, because I have friends who sell oddities and they're like the nicest people ever.
Yeah.
And I think in a lot of universes that these types of people who sell oddities, usually like people portray them as like super fucking weird and like
really eccentric.
Yeah, and I mean they are weird and eccentric, but they're also like extremely caring people who care about nature and history and things like that. And
it's not like a crone sitting in the back with an eye patch glaring at you.
Constantly trying to curse you. I mean, she had a reason to curse.
There's anything wrong with that. Yeah.
She had every reason to want to curse the shit out of this guy, but yeah, I just thought that was an interesting detail.
But I think that's the thing, is that like, so it is a revenge story, and I think that doesn't become clear until later, that when her sister is trying to get to the house and she's bringing like all this weird shit with her and she's acting very strange, you're really trying to figure out like, what is this leading up to? What's going on here? And it feels like kind of malicious in a way, like it's weird.
Yeah, I think it definitely you kind of go back and forth in your head, like, is she going crazy because she's in grief and like she's accusing him of something that didn't actually happen, or is she actually psychic and she can see this and what happened and everything? It
did seem to set up early on that maybe there's something more happening, because when she touches because she has the glass eye, and when she touches it, she gets these weird visions of things that some of which you'd already seen.
Yeah.
So it feels like maybe there's something to this. But even that, it was like, she has the eye, so I guess he's dead. And like, it brings up a lot of those like questions and mysteries that you kind of have to just be actively untangling as it goes. But I thought it was cool, the introduction of like the little bellhop bell. And like that wound up becoming a really important story element. And it's the way she shows up with that box that has like that fucking creepy ass like golem sculpture in it. But that was so funny, because when they first show it, they don't show what's in it.
Right.
They just show the guy being like very grateful, and we had to piece together. He has all this weird art in the background.
Yeah,
so
it's like butthole art on the wall. Like that is like obviously like butthole art.
So I guess he's into these weird kind of oddity and like strange artwork things. So maybe he's like, oh, cool, another piece of art. But even that was just so funny, the way like when he goes from being in the box to like sitting at the table and shit, and you're just like, why is no one looking at this? This is so fucking weird. But his new girlfriend, I think that was another interesting wrinkle to the story, because you can see there's like this weird hostility between both of them, her and the sister. We also realized that charcuterie might be the worst thing to serve a blind person, which I never thought of.
Yeah.
She's doing all these weird, like, disrespectful things.
Yeah, like turning the lights off on her. Like, that was
It's
wild.
stuff that, like, you don't really think about, but it's like, damn, that is pretty fucking rude to do that to a blind person. With the charcuterie, you realize, like, it's very dependent on you, like, seeing the different options, and she has to, like, touch everything because she doesn't know what the fuck it is. It's like, I don't know if she did that deliberately or if she just wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
But, like, the way it leads up to her getting kind of scared away, it does come out later that, like, she was really doing it to protect her. You know what I mean? So maybe that it wasn't as much, like, it wasn't as mean-spirited, like, getting rid of her like that. Although I did think it was strange when she started pulling shit out of the golem's head. It's like, what are you doing, lady? Like, I guess
stick your fingers in there.
That felt like, okay, we needed the exposition because there was clearly some kind of like magical element to this thing.
It was definitely playing on like some sort of witchcraft, like dark witchcraft kind of deal.
And it was cool, like the escalation of starting with the photos and then it's like a tooth and then a vial of blood and stuff. It was really sets your mind spinning, like wondering like what the fuck is going on with this thing. Earlier I said something about all the characters being like very competent. I did think it was interesting the way when his girlfriend leaves and he's calling her, she's like, I'm not going back there. And she's just straight up like out of the story at that point. And that was like such a competent horror character thing to do.
Yeah.
To be like, fuck that, I'm out. And then she's just gone for the rest of the movie. But yeah, there are all these little moments, like when you finally see what happened to her when she was alone at the house, the way that her sister is like, my sister was not dumb. Like she would not have let him in. And you get the scene of her going in the tent and seeing the picture on the camera, and then the dude with the mat, like all of that was probably one of the most chilling parts of the movie.
Yeah, I literally had the blanket up to my face. I was scared.
It's very scary looking with the mask and everything, but also I thought it was so effective how like they didn't need to go into this like really cruel, really violent scene of her being murdered. It's literally you see him sitting outside the tent, and then there's a cut, and then the tent's just covered in blood, and he's still sitting there. That was enough. Like that was enough to be absolutely terrifying.
And honestly, I think it was more striking to do it that way.
Yeah, totally. It was very effective.
Yeah.
But then the way that this whole mystery starts coming apart with like this orderly that he works with, and at first he just seems like the biggest fucking asshole, and he's like very rude, very mean to the doctor, kind of like that to everyone.
Yeah, he's very dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it builds up this idea that like, oh no, I guess he was jealous of the doctor or something, so he went and killed his wife, which then turns into, no, he hired him to go kill his wife for him.
Yeah, I will say the juxtaposition of having the doctor like those reactions, because like your assumed reaction when he hears that is like, oh fuck, but really he was like, oh fuck, she knows. She found out. Which is crazy.
That was cool, because his character is definitely one that it was a roller coaster of at first being like, dude, she's home alone and she's scared, like go home to her, and he's like really treating his job as being way too important. And then it seems like he's carrying this guilt of like, oh, he let this guy out and he thought he was harmless. And then I was even wondering, like, did he know that the guy was dangerous and he expected him to kill his wife? But no, it's actually even worse.
Yeah.
Because he explicitly asked this guy to go do this.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
I just think, and unfortunately, there is like a thread of truth there, because that does happen. That has happened in the world, and it is extremely disgusting. Like, just get a divorce.
Well, the guy seems like he is just so fucking egotistical, because he's like, if I broke up with her, it would just destroy her. It's better to just kill her. It's like, that is so fucking crazy.
That's wild.
Like, she'll be fine, dude. Like, just divorce. But it's also, I guess he's like really attached to the house, and he thinks like he'll have to break it up in the divorce or something.
I don't know.
Who knows? He's a fucking scumbag.
Oh no, she's gonna take all my butthole art.
Yeah, right. But I think the next thing that hit me that was like super chilling was like, this is one of the parts we had to pause it and be like, wait. It was when so he goes upstairs and the blind sister is like sitting on the floor, and she looks very emotional, like she looks like a wreck, and it's kind of out of nowhere. It's like, why is she like, what happened? And he sets this trap, because of course he did, because he realizes like he's fucked, because I think that's when she like really pokes his buttons and makes it clear like she knows what happened, which also in the moment felt like, what are you doing? Like, this guy's clearly dangerous. Maybe this is not the play. But he like opens this weird trap door in front of her. It's like weird. Some fucking Looney Tunes shit. And sets the phone down, which every part of that I was even wondering watching it, like, why not put the phone next to her? Like, what's going on? Like, why are you doing all this?
Yeah.
And of course, it's because he wanted her to step into this trap door.
Yeah.
But then it was the fact that, like, when the phone's going off, she hesitates for a really long time and almost looks like she has to, like, pump herself up and then runs forward really quickly and falls. And the realization is that, like, she's able to kind of see the future. This is her whole psychic thing. So it's like, it's the idea that she knew what was coming. She knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
And that means that she was setting all of this up because she was willing to sacrifice herself for the sake of getting revenge.
Yeah.
It's great storytelling.
Yeah.
Like, it's really fantastic.
I think it even goes a step further into not only did she know, but she knew that I feel like it was like a final step in the spell or something. Like it had to have like a sacrifice in order for it to work, and it had to be her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She knew she was going to have to give her life.
Yeah.
But she also knew, I mean, it was horrifying the way she falls and she's on the ground suffering for so long. Like, I think that's why she was so emotional and building herself up, because she knew how horrible it was going to be.
Yeah.
But she knew it was what she had to do.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the whole thing is the orderly comes to quote unquote finish her off or whatever. Mm-hmm. And that's when the golem comes to life and chases his ass.
That was when it came to life. That was good.
It's really scary.
It was scary, but it was like really well done.
But it's like the whole movie you're waiting for that because you keep seeing this fucking thing. And like, remember when his girlfriend was like putting her fingers in his mouth? And so I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, don't
like,
touch it.
Is that like an intrusive thought? Like you just have to put your fingers in his open mouth.
For some people, I guess.
But you're waiting for it to do shit.
Yeah.
And then, when it finally just starts moving and you're just straight up seeing it like walking after him, it was very creepy. That felt very Caveat, because Caveat has a similar scene, not to spoil Caveat.
Look, you might want to have watched Caveat at this point.
You should see that. If you like this movie, you should definitely see Caveat. But all of it's great, and I love that she got her revenge. I mean, it's a sad story that she had to, or she felt like she had to give her life to do it, which in a sense, it is like... It's tragic, but it's also realistic because being blind, she was very powerless in that situation. Like, what other options could she have,
Yeah.
And I doubt that law enforcement would really help her. So you have to resort to using your cursed objects to do this. But I absolutely love the way that it finally ended with the guy who we also realized, like, they're building up the doctor as being like a total skeptic. Mm-hmm. Like, he doesn't believe anything. Like, when she first introduces the bell, he's like, well, just hit it. And she gets kind of mad and she's like, you don't disrespect these things. Like, it's very serious. So the fact at the end, he all nervously is playing with the bell and rings it and it's kind of like, like, of course nothing happened. And the final shot, it's even the way that it's framed in this way where there's like silly music playing and the bellhop just appears there. Yeah. It's such a funny way to depict it, but it felt like very satisfying.
Oh, yeah. I think you could take those like last couple seconds to where he's looking and he smiles and you could see, again, it has the juxtaposition of like, oh, well, nothing is there.
Yeah, it is a total like shit-eating grin.
Yeah, but then obviously you see that the bellboy's there, so then really he's smiling because like, oh, she was right.
Yeah, so he's getting his comeuppance.
Yes.
So that was great because it was such a weird, like at first I thought it was such a weird tonal shift because it is very like silly and upbeat. But at the end of it, it's like after this terrifying dark movie to be able to just smile at the end to this silly ass scene was like, oh man, that's perfect.
Yeah, honestly.
That's great storytelling.
I hope he delves into the bellboy thing more because I'd love to see this like spooky Wes Anderson-esque like movie about a bellhop. I'd love to see that.
Well, we were saying because when they're showing all the cursed objects with the bunny and everything, it really is like focusing in on each one. So I would love to see another movie where we have another cursed object doing something. Because just, conceptually, it's cool that both this and Caveat are so different. Like, they're very different movies, but the way that they do tie together in some ways, thematically and with, that whole string that connects them, I just think that's cool. Like, it's not just recreating the same thing over and over again. It really is creating a universe.
Yeah, I really have to give it to him because this what a cool way to introduce your universe.
Oh yeah.
I think it was done like very eloquently and like I want to see more. Like it looks I would love every single object that I saw. If there's a movie for it, I want to see it.
Yes. Can't wait to see what his next movie is.
Yeah.
Love this one. That's it. Did you have anything else?
No.
Cool. You can go to ghostbeast.com for all our links. You can also search for Ghost Beast Pod and follow Ghost Beast on Letterboxd, where we rank everything that we watch. How about this? How about above Beetlejuice, below Society?
Yeah.
Maybe above Society? Let's be real. Society is really the ending. you know?
What do you mean?
It's like really carried by the ending.
Oh, well, yeah, that is true.
So that would put it above Society and below Psycho
Yeah.
at number 16. And you can contact us at podcast@ghostbeast.com. That's it. Bye.